Right. The question number 32 is basically based on programming and flowcharts and Python. So 32 to 34 blocks are, I asked you to already actually do it and come. So I hope that you have done that. So then it's easy to discuss, because so then I don't want to give you the time and we can speed up the discussion. So question number 32 to 34 are based on the algorithm expressed by flowchart below. The algorithm takes list L of items and an item K as input and expected the output of the number of items in L are equal to K. So basically it's going to input list L and input K. It's going to find out the matching items in the list, which is matching to K. If any items, or let's say list of items, marks, something, list of items or marks. So you are going to find who got more than, who got like 100, who got 100 marks. Let's say the input having list of marks and this input K is 100. And for an example, it's going to find out how many hundreds are there in these marks. Right, it's starting from the counter 0. And then I also 0, it's going to navigate to the list, every item, access the every item. So where I is less than, so you are checking that. So I'll ask where to apply that. So you are going to apply that till the end of the list. And if any item found, you are going to count it. Okay, so question number 32. For the algorithm to function correctly, what should be in blank P? So where's P? P is this one. So that means if the item is equivalent to K, so what should you do? Because you are going to count the items. When item number, the particular item is equal to K, what should happen? Yes? Sit me, what should happen? What is the answer for 32? Didn't you do this at home?
Answer 3.
Answer 3, yes. Answer 3, correct. Answer 3. Because when you find an item, you have to count, increase the count. Count equal, count plus 1. Count equal, count plus 1. That is correct. That is answer 3. Then, for the algorithm to function correctly, what should be inserted? Blank Q. Then Q. Gihan, what should be there in Q? Okay. Achinta, what should be there in Q? Q wala mokadda tiyenna?
First one.
Sorry, first one. Is it first one? 33?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to check whether n is what? N is the length of list. N is the length of list. Then you have to check whether is I less than n. Is I less than n? Yes, that is the first one. I less than n is the first one. And so if it is less than n, you are going to continue. If not, you are going to terminate the. So now correct. Okay, 34. So now I think you have idea. That's good. So it's happy that you have understood the concept Python. Consider the following Python statements 1, 2, and 3, and they're asking which of the above Python programs implement the given algorithm. So which show in the above algorithm. So you have 1, 2, and 3. So it looks like same, but they're asking the answer. So which is matching with the given algorithm? Is it number 1, number 2, or number 3, or all 3, or number 1 and 2, or 1, 2 and 3, or something else? So what do you think? What is the answer for that one? Yes. So enough time. If you are done, you can tell the answer easily. Netuli?
Fourth one.
Third one. You said third,
Not
right?
sir, fourth one. No,
Fourth
sir,
one.
fourth.
Fourth one. 1 3. Okay, the first one list. So this is like one line. These one line statements you should understand, right? What is the meaning of this one line statement? So this is like for loop, and output of the for loop is fed to the this item and to create a list. මෙහෙම එක line එකකින් අපිට list ලියන්න පුළුවන්. So that means you are running a for loop, and output of the for loop is actually added. It's added to the list and kept, and it will create a new list from this for loop. So this is like common algorithm in Python, right? You are going to write these kind of algorithms. Like this is one line code to do big change. Okay, let's say you write something like this: a list. We can say marks equal. You can say so. If you want to store integer value x, what is this x? For x in range, let's say if you tell for x in range 10, what will happen? Int x for x in range 10. So then if you print the marks, so you will print marks from 0 to 9. So whatever the output that you are going to get through this will be inserted to a list, and it will be creating a list by using this for loop. So this is a shorthand notation to create a list using a loop. කෙටි විදියක් නේ. loop එකක් run කරලා ඒ loop එකකින් එන result එකෙන් list එකක් හදා ගන්න පුළුවන්. And you can do something like this also. Marks okay. I'm going to get import math, and I'm running a function math.random say math.rand no, so I cannot random, sorry, import random. So it should be import random. And you can call a random number, import random, then random dot how to get a random number. So even I forgot that. So just let's think. So import random, and after that you can call a function random dot random. Let's see. Sorry. Yes, you can call the random function, right? Random function to get a random states. Maybe int random dot rand int, and you can give a range, maybe 1 to 100. So then it will print a random integer between 1 to 100, again 1 to 100, again 1 to 100, some random. So you can use that and create a list even. So you can say marks x for x in range, int, yes, int x for maybe, so let's do something like this: int x for x equal random dot rand int 1, 100. Then you'll get a number 1 to 100. Right, x in, right? X in range. Oh, I cannot write one line for this because I have to take a new file and write this because it's not considering that. But anyway, so forget about that anyway. So this is valid, no? This is a valid statement. And when you get a statement like this, you will get a random value for, so not random, you will get a value for this. And so if you write something like this, L INTX for X in range, then you are giving input dot split, right? If you write something like this, for X in range, sorry, for X in input split, for X in input split, then it will ask for a input split, sorry. Then it will ask for a list. When you give a list, like let's say you are going to give a list like this 12, some numbers. So these will be splitted. Split function again, this list will be splitted. And after that, it will be inserted to. So splitting will be done using this. So by default, space is the delimiter. Space again tama make a when karan. But if there's a different delimiter, you have to tell that. Venama delimiter එකක් නම් එක කියන්න ඕන. වෙනම delimiter එකක් කියන්නේ මේ වගේ වෙලාවකදී. So sometimes you can split using comma. Then comma වලින් දෙන එකක් තමයි මෙයා split කරලා. Then we have to give the list but using a comma. So the particular list will be inserted and create a list. So that is the one line code. So whatever the output of the function, right? Output for X in this particular function, input function. So whatever the input given will be taken as a list items, set of list items and taken into a list. So then you are actually converting these input to for K, actually K equal. So okay, you are getting some other input integer value. And then you are comparing count equals 0 and for I in range length of the list. Okay, if I equal to K and then count will be increased. This is correct. Okay, the first one I agree. First one is correct. But you said the fourth one is the answer. So therefore I have to look into those also. Here L equal input split. Okay, K equal input. This is like to the string list because INT is not considered. INT is not considered. So can be string list. In a string list also you can do the same. If item equal the kth item, count equal count plus count equal count plus I. Count should be count equal count plus 1 නේද? I වලින් වැඩි කරන්න. එකෙන් වැඩි කරන්න. Item එකක් හම්බ වුණොත් එකකින් වැඩි. Therefore number 2 is wrong. Okay, the fourth one. INT x for okay, this is correct. Getting the input, okay. So both count and I equal 0 initially. While I less than the length of length, okay, L equal K. If L I equal K, okay, then count will be increased. But there's a mistake here. So how to go to the next item? How do we go to the next item? Because I is 0, I remains 0 here, I is 0 here. So still I is 0, right? Whereas I equal I plus 1. Netuli.
Yes, sir.
I equal I plus 1 නෑනේ මේක. ඊළඟ item එකට යන්නේ කොහොමද? I වැඩි කර යන්නේ කොහොමද length එකක? මේක නෑනේ.
No, sir.
මේකේ තියෙනවා මේකේ I in range දුන්නාම වැඩි වෙනවනේ. But while එකේදී manually I වැඩි කරන්න එපා. I equal I plus 1 is also needed, right? So therefore this is wrong. Because for I in range will do that. But if you are getting while loop starting from 0, then you have to increase I. So after this, you have to tell I equal I plus 1. Right? That part is missing. Therefore, this will be this is like a never ending list. මොකද I බිඳුවයි හැම වෙලේම බිඳුව length එකට වැඩි අඩුයි හැම වෙලේම බිඳුව length එකට වැඩි අඩුයි හින්දා මේක ඉවර වෙන්නේ නැතුව දිගටම යනවා. So this will not print the expected result. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Therefore, I think only one. So because you can correct this by adding I to this method on නම් පුළුවන්. නැත්නම් one තමයි. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. $35, $36, $37, and $38. Okay, I'll wait till you send the answer. Otherwise, it will delay to get the answer and so please send the answers 35 to 38. Question number 35 to 38. Please send the answers through the chat section. Question number 35. Question number 35. So what should be the output of the following Python code? Input was 17. You have to assume the input as 17 and tell the output. 17 will be taken as a floating point number. Float karapu hatiyama meka 17 dunnata. So that number will be taken as 17.0. With the float karapu hatiya data type එක මාරු වෙනවා. 17 wala input karata, it will be converted to 17.0. Then this 17.0 flow divide. Flow කියලා කියන්නේ පොළවනේ. Flow කියන්නේ flow value එක divide කරලා බෙදලා ආසන්න අඩු අගය ගන්න කියන එක. Flow. Ceiling කියලා කියන්නේ වහල. Flow කියන්නේ පොළව. Flow is the lowest value. That ceiling means the highest value. So when you flow divide a number, so what you have to flow divide? 17.5 modulus 5. Okay, 17.0, sorry, 17.0 modulus. Modulus will give you the remainder, Ethereum. 17 divided by, so first what will happen? The brackets will be given the priority. So bracket will happen first. 17 divided by 5 will be 5 can 9. Dahat 17 divided by 5 will be 3 and remainder is 2. So the remainder will be considered. So remainder is 2 and 17, yes, 17 divided by 5, remainder will be 2. Then this number will be floor divided by 2. What will happen if number is floor divided by 2? Number is 17 again. 17 floor divided by 2 means you will get 8 to the power 3. 8 to the power 3 is 512. So the answer that you have given by actually Sitmi is 3, correct. Gihan's 3, correct. Achinta 3, correct. Okay. And yes, correct. All of you have given the answer. So the answer is correct. It is 512. Suppose S is a string, L is a list, T is a tuple. The length of each is 10. Consider the following Python code. So you are going to do the assignment operator. Again, item එකක් second item එක 0 1 2 නේ යන්නේ. 0 index තමයි මුල් මේක. 0 1 2 up to 9. 9 වෙනකන් valid. With item 10යි නේ. 0 to 9 indexes තියෙනවා. So when you are going to actually assign something, you are going to change something. The first S is a string. String you can't change. It is we call immutable. Sorry, strings are immutable, cannot change. So this will give you an error. Second one is list. List second item 2. Yes, that can be done. So that will work. Tuple is also similar to string. It is immutable, unchangeable. So this will also give an error. Second will work. So 36. Answer is Sydney said 2, correct. Only 2, yes. Gihan's answer for 36 is not given, right? No, he has not given the answer. Ashinta gave 4, no. Netuli gave 4, no. So how Netuli? 1 3 මොකක්ද අහන්නේ errors දෙන්න කොකද කියලාද? Oh, it's asking the errors. Sorry. So which of the above three statements will generate error? Yes. I also got this wrong. So you can see which of the following three statements will give an error. Errors will be given by 1 and 3. Sidmit padlagana uttare kiwi. 1 3 tama uttare. Hatara. That is correct. Achinta's answer, Methodist answer correct. Sidmi, you also confused as me? You thought the wrong answer, correct answer. What the hemama diti?
Yes, sir.
All right, that's the thing, right? So they asking the error full statement. Errors will be generated in 1 3, right? Ehinda pota hariyatama kiyawanna මටත් වැරදිනවා සමහර වෙලාවට හරියටම කිව්වේ නැත්තම්. ඒ කාට උනත් එකයි ඉතින්. කියවන්න නැතුව ලියගුවොත් එහෙම ඉතින් වරදින්න ඉඩ තියෙනවා. Okay, so the answer is 4. 4 is correct. So 2 of you have given the answer. Actually, yeah. Okay, then the next one. What would be the output of the following Python code segment? Coronavirus pandemic, V is A, I, O, U, the vowels. Count equals 0 of I in range length of S, and if SI in V, SI means all the elements in this S. You are checking all the elements in this length, S string. You are checking whether it's in the vowel list. If so, the counting will be done. That means you are going to count the vowels in this string. So C, this will not work because that is not in V. O is in V, counted. R is not in V, not counted. O again counted, 2 now. N not counted. A will be counted, 3 now. V not counted. I will be counted, 4 now. Then U will be counted, 5. A will be counted, 6. 7. E will be counted, 7 and 8. So the answer for 37 is 3. Netuli given the correct answer. Gihan given the correct answer. Sidmi given the correct answer. It's 3. It's just counting the vowels. So this paper is easy. Ne? Meheme එකක් ආවොත් හොඳයි නේද මේ පාර. මෙහෙම එකක් ආවොත් හොඳ ගොඩ වැඩි. Right, because you know, so I'm really happy about you. So finally, because now you are giving answers to the, when you are giving the answers to the questions. So if you can give answers to these questions, because I personally know most of the students are not answering Python questions. Right? Actually, 40% of the students are not answering Python questions, which is pathetic. More than 25% of the marks, closer to 25% of the marks is there with Python. So if you are not answering Python questions, that means you are going to score out of 75. Okay, I hope a colorful result this year in 21. So I know it's not a very good year for you. 2021, you got very less amount of interactions with the teachers, schools, even the tuition teachers, you got less interaction due to this pandemic issue. But don't worry. So happy with what you have. So because I'm living, you are living today. So that is something to be happy according to this, Jack Ma, the person Jack Ma who introduced that AliExpress. He said after the pandemic, so don't expect much. If you survive after the pandemic, be happy. That's also investment, right? So we have to think like that. Still we are alive. So that is something to be happy. Don't think much because this is really, really dangerous. Even though we smile, it's really, really dangerous because it's not due to this original COVID-19 was not that much deadly. So, but the virus which is altered again, now it's a new variant. So which will actually, so there's an expectation like even after this also, there will be some variants coming, right? So after Delta also, there will be some new variants. That is the nature of biology. So there will be some more dangerous versions will come. Not the same corona, but there will be some other viruses which are more dangerous than this will come due to this actually changes in the world, even global warming. So it's one result because some are in glaciers, then some viruses are stored in glaciers there, and when things are actually, when these glaciers on these things are melting, it's coming out, sometimes there is a probability to appear some new dangerous viruses, which actually maybe, so those viruses led to damage people in the history, not people, not all the animals. So those viruses, there's a tendency to come out and damage us again. Okay, so those are hidden and also man-made viruses. Okay,